Since you clicked on this video, you may think you're not consistent. And the reason that may be is because you lack prioritization. You have to have one goal that is your main priority, and you have to put that above everything else and make sure that you do something related to that goal every single day. Because this is the way to be consistent. The way to be consistent is not, oh, let me do it like when I feel like. No, just pick something that you do every single day. So if it's posting content on YouTube like me, then just pick something and be like, okay, I'm gonna post every day. And do that for a while until you actually learn the skill. Like now that I've posted this many days in a row, I may not continue to do this because now I'm like, okay, maybe I should focus more on quality than quantity. But at first, you need to develop the routine. You need it to be part of your identity. And the way to make it part of your identity is to do it every day. So whether it's posting on YouTube, going to the gym, maybe you want to put on like 10 pounds of muscle. Just show up to the gym every day. You don't even have to work out every day, but just show up to prove to yourself that this is part of your routine and it's part of your identity. Now you're someone who goes to the gym consistently, or you're someone who posts consistently. But if it becomes part of your identity, then you build momentum, and then you can focus on quality. Then you can focus on the things that really optimize whatever it is, whatever the results you are looking for. But so many people get discouraged from not seeing the immediate results. And I know this because I got discouraged. Over a year ago, I used to post on YouTube. I posted a few videos. They barely got any views, and I just quit. I just stopped doing it. But now I've posted consistently because I've realized that it's about the skills that you develop, not about the results. Yeah, the results are great, but it's really about the skills that you develop because you could take those skills with you. Like, what would you rather have? Would you rather get 1 million views on a YouTube video and then never have the skills to do it again? Or would you rather get like 1,000 views on a bunch of YouTube videos and eventually you get 1 million views? Obviously the second option, because then you develop the skills to keep it going. Like if you get 1 million views on your first video and you don't know how to make videos, you just get lucky, then you get all this pressure to keep that up. But if you get like 10 views, well now no one's watching, so you have, or 10 people are watching, so you have the ability to practice. The ability to like play around with things, the ability to get better speaking on camera. Because a lot of people judge you based on their first impression. So if you have a time period where you're not getting that many views, that's not a terrible thing because then you have time to like develop the skills for when you eventually do get the views. And since I've looked at it like this, it's been way easier to be consistent because now I'm not attached to the results. I'm attached to the inputs. And if you do that for the rest of your life, you're just attached to the inputs, you just try and do as much quality work as you can, that's your best chance of getting the results anyway. So it's like you can't be too blinded by the results. You have to focus on the inputs. Yes, definitely keep the win in mind. Keep the idea of helping people in mind. But focus on the inputs that can get you to the outputs. Like for me, I love making videos. So I want to do this as much as I can. And with each video I post, I increase the chances of getting clients, of doing this more, of being better at scripting, being better speaking on camera. Like these are all things that you develop with quantity. Like so many people are like, oh, it's quality over quantity. But you get to quality from quantity. There's this concept of 10,000 hours. I'm sure you've heard it. But you have to put 10,000 hours to become an expert in something. That 10,000 hours, that's quantity, that's not quality. You develop the quality from the quantity. So if you want to be consistent in something, just pick one thing. Don't spread yourself too thin. Don't try and do 20 things. Like a lot of people are doing 75 hard, and I think that's great to build discipline. But what's even better than that is picking one thing and then just giving a lot of energy, a lot of attention to it. Because if your attention is spread too thin, then you don't get to see the results of like putting in so much work into something you really care about. And I know this because I did 75 hard over a year ago. I missed one progress picture, but I did everything else, right? And it was a good challenge, but it's not as good as like finding something that you really love doing and then doing that every day. Because doing something that you love sometimes also requires that discipline. It requires that hard work because there's some negatives to it, right? The reason people don't post content is because they're afraid of people's opinions. They're afraid of who may see it. But every time you post, you develop the skill of committing to your own voice, your own desires, more than the fear of people's judgment. So you're letting that win. You're letting your own desires, your own words, your own ideas win over the fear of people's judgment. And then it becomes easier. Like the more videos I post, and I've been posting comedy skits for a few years now, but each one I post, the more I'm like attached to my own ideas rather than the doubts that I have that people may not like it, that people may not like me, whatever. It's like you have to be attached to the best version of yourself. You have to follow the things that you truly want to do, because at the end of the day, you only get one life. So you want to live it the way that would be meaningful to you. And of course, it's not easy to post consistently. It's not easy to do anything consistently. There are going to be days where you don't feel like doing it. It'll feel uncomfortable. But that's what leaving your comfort zone is. It feels uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. So even though it won't be easy at first, it will be worth it. Life's not easy, but it's worth it. Take care.